what happened between Malachi and Matthew? Last. Malachi, what's Malachi? It's a book here. And Matthew is also a book. Oh, I'm gonna tell you. It is known as the intertestamental period, or the 400 silent years. It is amazing that when you take the Bible and you go to the New Testament from the Old Testament, between the book of Malachi and the book of Matthew, there is a page, one page, just one page, that separates the Old Testament and the New Testament. But the mystery is between these two books is 400 years. So this page is 400 years. I want you to understand. Between that, it is a very long time. Although the Bible does not contain books specifically documenting this time. This is the missing link. There were significant historical, cultural, and religious developments during that time. Here are 7 things you need to know about the intertestamental period. Number 1, the Pagan rule. The Pagan rule, you have to understand, Jews lived under Pagan control, which was mostly peaceful. That they rebuilt the temple in Jerusalem during that time. Number 2, Greek influence. Alexander the Great conquered the area and he spread Greek culture. This affected Jewish life and customs and even affected their culture. 3, I'm coming for you. New rulers. After Alexander died, his empire split and the Jews went under new rulers called the Seleucids and Ptolemies. This caused conflict. The Maccabean revolt. Jews, the Maccabeans, fought against a Greek ruler who was oppressing them. They won and rededicated their temple, and they celebrated as Hanukkah. Number 5, Roman control. Eventually, the Romans took over and Judea became a part of their Roman Empire. Number 6, Jewish groups. Different Jewish groups like the Pharisees and Sadducees formed, each with their own beliefs. When we are in the New Testament, we see the Pharisees, we see the Sadducees. Where are they coming from? Now, you know, these groups formed during these periods, and each with their own beliefs. Because some, they did not believe that the Messiah was still going to come. Because in that period, the prophets were scarce, or there was no prophet. Number 7, last but not least, synagogues. With the temple destroyed and rebuilt, synagogues became key places for Jewish worship, because people now were struggling to find a place to worship in the temple and all of that was happening. Then synagogue became a key places for Jewish worship. So it was not like God gave instructions or gave a command that people should go to the synagogue. People now opted for that because the temple was destroyed and rebuilt. But during that time, people started going to synagogue. Why is this important? This period had set a stage for the social, political, and religious context of the New Testament. Believe it or not, everything that we have discussed, foundation for the Messiah. Believe it or not, it all set a foundation for the Messiah. That's why when Jesus came, there was a relationship between ministry and these people that we call them brood vipers. He used to call them vipers. So you will see at the end of there's also man called Nicodemus. When Jesus crucified, he played a very important role. But when you study the life of Nicodemus, you will realize this guy, not only he was a Jewish ruler, but he was also a Pharisee, building with the Pharisees' empire, and we got them during that age. What you get from this? It's the Christ consciousness. See, before those 400 years, there was no prophets. The missing between the new and the old. It is repeating itself now. It is repeating itself now at this age. You know, that missing link and those vipers, Pharisees, you know, they are in all religions. At the end, they all came from the Jew, even the Muslims. We all came from the Jew, you know, and like the DNA is Jew. No, it have deeper. The DNA is 3% what they tell you, but actually we're universal, we're galactic. We came from Milky, you know. Every tribe have its. So, ما علينا. Before these 400 years, there was no prophets. Prophets came, curses, Jezebels, and wickedness starts. You know, the same thing happened. What the chosen ones couldn't do at that age are easily doing right now. Because at that age, and with the Piscean, it ended with the Piscean age. You know, it ended that realm. It finished. You know, it's finished. The curses are gone. They can't do this to chosen. They can't sacrifice chosen people. They can't curse them the way they used to curse them. They can't crucify them. They will try metaphorically to do their best, but they can't. You know, those people who's coming against such individuals like us, they don't have the knowledge or know the missing link, because if they can read, they know that this time, it's the better I get it right with God. It's the better to repent and get at the end of the good karma. But those people are ignorant. Completely ignorant. You know, we laugh at them. Wallah lazim, I laugh at them. I laugh at my enemies. I laugh of everything they've done. Simultaneously. Have a nice day.